And we be wondering why these men out here act the way they act. It's the mother fault. It's the mother fault.
The women said, I want appreciation
and initiative taking.
Could an example of this be every night she washes the bottles? So then he says to her, hey, the one duty I'm going to take over for this week, is I'm going to wash those bottles every night. And that's him taking initiative?
Yes.
Okay.
But a lot of times women have a way they want it done.
Okay, very fair.
So he'll step into initiative taking and he'll be told he didn't do it right.
He used the wrong brush. We have a bottle brush.
Yeah, why'd you use the wrong brush? So now you messed me up and now it took me more time. And so he's like, I never do it right. Why bother trying?
Yeah, like the difference, just like running through that example, the difference of going and cleaning the bottle and like situation one, partner goes and cleans the bottle and uses the normal dish brush, and the other partner goes to them, it's like, you're doing it wrong, you can't use that brush. Versus situation two, if it mattered, partner goes, hey, thank you so much for offering to do the bottles tonight. I like to use the bottle brush because it's just a lot more clean from a sanitation perspective.
Yep.
If you could do it, great. If not the end of the world.
Not the end of the
like situation two, I just see how that brings the partner back time and time again to keep one doing that chore or taking on that role, and then secondarily wanting to do more.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's plane ticket after she decided to stay longer on her trip without me? Everything was great until the last day when she tells me she wants to stay longer to find herself and think about our relationship without me. She didn't discuss this.
Oh my.
She didn't discuss this with me beforehand, and it completely blindsided me. I was hurt, and I told her that if she feels that she needs time alone, then she should also be independent financially during this extension of her trip. I said I wouldn't be paying for her return ticket whenever she decides to come back. Now she's upset, calling me unsupportive and selfish. Some of our friends are saying I'm being an a-hole because I left her stranded in a foreign country without financial help. So Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to pay for a new plane ticket home after she chose to extend her trip without any heads up? As I was talking to my mom, my girlfriend showed up. I guess she thought I was bluffing, but had a rude awakening when the hotel staff kicked her out of the room because I only paid through the day. I took no small amount of satisfaction in this, not gonna lie. She's been so concerned about the plane ticket that she didn't even stop to think about where she was going to stay.
Oh my, that's...
As many of you have guessed, she met someone while we were in Italy.
Oh no.
We didn't even think about that. We probably should have.
Well, yeah, keep going.
Anytime someone says, I gotta find myself, it's just focus on yourself.
Freaking Paolo, man.
Like, that's what it
Paolo,
is.
Man.
Lizzie and Paolo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She was quick to tell me that it was just a physical attraction and that they hadn't done anything, but she had his and was wanting to see if it'd go anywhere. I guess that's what I get for not feeling well and wanting to stay in one night while she went out to explore. Obviously, I told her things were over between us.
Night.
Even though she tried to make it sound like nothing had happened, the fact was, A, I couldn't feel like I could trust her when she said that, and B, I don't really want to be with someone who feels like it's okay to still keep her options open when she's been in a monogamous relationship for the past 2 years. And she tried really hard to give another pitch of why we should stay together on the drive home from the airport. I think as we got closer to home, reality started setting in and she realized she'd just thrown a lot away. So here's the update. We're both back in America now, and she's packing her to go stay with her family for a bit until she can find a new place.
I'm telling you, these modern women, they waste time, and then they wonder why men don't approach. They be out there not being loyal, and then they wonder why men be dogging them out.
How do you feel about like couples who travel separately?
I feel like it's not for everybody. I think it really depends on the status of your relationship and where you guys are at. Do you feel like you're in a good, safe place, a healthy place where you feel like I can trust you enough to go and be without me for a few days in a whole nother country, state, continent, whatever? That trust has to be there ultimately, because that's really what it comes down to.
Right.
And you have to be comfortable with having that separation time with your partner. If you can't, have that separation time with your partner where they could just go out and have dinner or something with their friends, let alone a whole vacation. It gives you that time to, again, separate. And then you kind of miss your partner when you're away, especially when you're truly far away. And there's nothing more that I want than for her to miss me.
Consistently wants to go out without you, You need to pay attention to it, as it can be a sign that something is not going well at home.
If you're dating a girl and she's making plans to go to the club without you, even if it's just with her girls, let me tell you something. She doesn't like you as much as you think. I promise you, if she is truly into you, the only time she wants to go out is with you.
It's time for your next adventure.
So I'm just over halfway through my 2-month trip to Europe by myself, away from my boyfriend. And
this is your friendly reminder that if you're in a marriage where your husband's an asshole and he's not supportive and he doesn't give a shit about your feelings, divorce his ass. Divorce his ass. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. And before rumors start flying around, this has nothing to do with my marriage now and everything to do with my first husband. The man was an asshole when I was with him. He's an asshole to this day. He'll be an asshole to the day you put him in the ground, okay? Today we were at our son's 5th grade graduation. Slideshow pops across. There's a picture of our son in this little crab outfit that he wore in the hospital when he was first born. And I was sitting there thinking, I don't even remember most of my 5th graders' newborn days. And you want to know why? Because I was in the pits of hell in postpartum depression, and the husband I had at the time did not give a... He didn't care at all. 4 days postpartum, 4. I had fractured my tailbone in labor. I was sitting on a pillow. My milk had come in. I was engorged. I was in lots of pain. Members of our church did a meal train for us. They brought over food. He's in the kitchen heating some up. I put the newborn baby and our other son to bed. I was in the living room, on the couch to eat at the coffee table. I walk in the living room, sit down in front of the recliner, hook up my breast pump, and start pumping milk. Will remember this until the day I die. He slammed his fork on his plate and he said, "Can you not go somewhere else to do that? I'm trying to eat and you're grossing me the fuck out." Sorry. Your wife, who just gave birth to your baby 4 days ago, is sitting there pumping milk of her body to feed your child. The breast you've seen 900 times, pumping milk to feed your new baby. And you're telling her at 4 days postpartum that she grosses you the fuck. Weeks after that, horrible postpartum depression. I'm having panic attacks. I'm not sleeping good. We had a child that was just screaming. Him had colic. He screamed all the time. Go in the living room one night. He's laying on the couch watching ESPN. I will never forget it as long as I live. And I'm standing over him, bawling my eyes out. He never once looked up from the TV. Never once. I'm having chest pains. I'm having these crazy thoughts. I'm not sleeping good. I'm exhausted. I need help. I need your help. I need help. Ignores me. I finally scream his name. And I said, "I need some help. There is something wrong with me." He pauses the TV, looks me dead in the eyes and says, "It's all in your head. Think different thoughts." I knew at that very moment in time our marriage was never, and I mean never, going to last. Several months go by. I'm 5 months postpartum. I'm 125 pounds soaking wet, a size 3-4. Meeting up for lunch one day at work. We go to Mazzio's to get lunch. He says, "Why don't you eat some off the salad bar? It's probably time to start losing that baby weight." 125 pounds soaking wet, a size 3-4 pants. And he tells his wife 5 months postpartum, "It's probably time to start losing the baby weight." If you live in our town, you probably think he's a good old boy. And some of you can think that. I don't care what you think. And some of you can think I'm a monster. I left our marriage in a way I shouldn't have. I made choices I shouldn't have made. Should have just packed my said see ya and took my kids and left. That's what I should have done. I didn't do that. I made choices I shouldn't have made. And I have to live with those choices the rest of my life. To this day, the man gives me crippling anxiety. We were at graduation. I was trying to take pictures, hovering. Like, I couldn't even take pictures fast enough because I was trying to get out of their way. As if this is their child. No, it's my child. You can wait for me to get done with pictures and then you can take pictures. Saturday, my son was running, busted open his lip, had to take him to the emergency room to get stitches. His dad showed up to the emergency room. I had crippling anxiety the entire time we were in there because I had to be in the same room as him. If you were ever in a marriage where your partner is not supportive or they give you anxiety or you feel uncomfortable around them, divorce them.
And that's what men hear. Leave the situation based on your emotions, based on how you feel. It don't matter what the other person got going on. It don't matter if the other person feels the same way, been feeling the same way for years on end, but they never left you. It don't matter. Your feelings come first before the man's, so you need to get up out of there.
You've got to be one desperate woman to mess around with a man that tells you that he's going through a divorce and it's not finalized. You are a desperate trailer park trash, junkie homewrecker that could not wait. That's ridiculous to me. And this is coming from a woman that I think that marriage is a piece of paper. But you low down to not even give them a chance to figure out, or time. I don't care if it's been a year. That man is still married. Why are you talking to him? You didn't even give them a chance mentally to figure out, are we sure we want to go through this? Because you stepped in. Even if the divorce was done and they decided, we don't want to do this no more, but it's still not finalized. We don't want to do this no more. I don't want to get back with you. You still need to have respect and wait until that divorce is on paper and says it's done. You got all these other options out here, but you wanted to come in the middle of a broken home. You dirty.
Most of these modern women, it makes sense. It makes sense. Most of these modern women want somebody else to do the work for them. And it would be just the case that a married woman has done the work for you of vetting this married man. And now that he's with you, I'm going to come take him from you because he must be a good guy. And he's for me. I can't find any of them on my own. I don't want to do the vetting myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and take what you have. That's what they do to men as well. So don't feel bad about it. They do that to literally everyone. They do that to their parents. I'm not going to do any of the work or the critical thinking on my own. I'm just going to take what you have. That's what Kevin Samuels talked about. They stand at the finish line and just pick the winners.
3 months ago, I sat in this very seat and I posted this video on TikTok that's gotten almost 300,000 views. This video right here. I felt so guilty that day filing my divorce papers. I thought, what if he really changes this time? The truth was I waited for 10 years. I waited so long of my life. And why? For what purpose? To lose myself? I stopped feeling guilty about 2 weeks after this video. And now I sit here in this very same seat, glowing, feeling a peace that I've not felt, knowing that I made the right decision by choosing me. So if you are in this process right now and you are at the guilt stage where you're not sure if you made the right decision, keep going. It's going to get better.
What she really should have said is, keep going. Keep running far away from that mirror. Another coping mechanism. If you'd have said stop, slow down, look at your reflection and see what it is that you need to fix about yourself, how far would they get with that mindset?
Him?
Not without cause, Michael.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
So, forgive how I look this early in the morning, but it's already been a rough morning. You can tell I'm already crying. It's my wedding anniversary today, and because this date has been ingrained in me for so long, of course it was the first thing that I thought about when I woke up this morning. And then I realized, yeah, we're still technically married, but this is far from being a celebratory anniversary. We're knee-deep in the middle of a divorce. He's waking up in someone else's bed while I'm here. And it hit me harder than I thought it would. And I don't know why. I know our marriage is over. I don't want him back. But it's, I guess, just maybe because it's the first anniversary that we're not together. I guess all the firsts are gonna suck. First birthdays, first holidays, first whatever important dates that we aren't together are gonna suck. I don't know. I didn't think it would be this hard. I thought, I had myself convinced it would just be another day, and that didn't really happen. So I packed a bag and I'm getting the hell out of Dodge and going to hopefully take my mind off of everything for a few days. But it sucks. It sucks knowing that there's not going to be a celebration, that we're not going to spend the day together, that we're not going to go out for our normal anniversary dinner we always have. And honestly, it sucks knowing that I'd lay money on it. He didn't even realize what today is. And even if he did, he's not going to be affected by it. He's moved on. And I guess that's what hurts, is all the time we spent together and everything we went through. And it's just blown up. So my goal is to suck it up, stop my crying, and go enjoy the next few days.
I really don't appreciate, and this is why chivalry is dead. This is why men don't want to do for us anymore, because the minute you start to not appreciate but expect, I'm not doing it for you. And I'm a woman and I feel that way. And I know men that feel that way. I don't have to do anything for you but respect you. I don't have to send you money. I don't have to spend money on you. I don't have to do any of that. I
don't really have anybody to talk to. So, like, nobody wants to, like, film themselves crying, right? But, like, I don't have anybody to talk to. And I'm really alone. And I'm having a lot of panic attacks today. And I'm really frustrated because my ex, end of sentence, because of so many reasons. Co-parenting is not working. He hates me. You don't have to like me, but he won't communicate with me. He won't do anything. And then today, like, he just lied to our doctor for the kids. And I don't know how to fix it. And I don't feel like I'm doing enough, but I also feel like I'm doing it all. But that's not enough. And my ex doesn't want to see anything. And everything is my fault. And he won't take responsibility for anything. But everything's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Except that it's not. And I'm not even hungry. I'm just so tired. And I've really been doing my best, like, keeping it together. And really trying to fake it till I make it kind of thing. That was good for a while, but he triggers me in every way. And I feel really alone. So I can't go to my mom, because if I go to my mom, I'm just gonna get a lecture and told that I'm not doing enough. And, like, I'm not doing it the right way. And that, you know, I just need to, like, put my foot down and, like, blah, 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 and all these other things. And, okay, it doesn't matter what I say to him, because it literally goes in one ear and out the other, and he doesn't want to hear it, and he doesn't want to, like, come to the table and actually problem solve. He just wants to make it my fault, which is, it's his fault. At this point, like, at this moment in time, the things that are going on are his fault. And he doesn't think I know what's going on. You know what? Our daughter tells me, like, she trusts me, and she and I have conversations on how we're gonna try to fix it, and how she's gonna manage, and how she's gonna manage her feelings over there, and all of these things. And so, like, I'm just so tired, and I feel so alone. And I'm really struggling today. This week. I texted my therapist after our pediatrician appointment, because I was literally having a panic attack on the road, and I don't have anyone else to talk to. And she's like, you know, I saw this coming from a mile away. Like, why didn't you tell me? She laughed. But she's like, I've been trying to, but you have to, you're figuring it out and you're really strong and I'm really proud of you. And sometimes this just happens and you need to, instead of doing your chores and instead of doing like all of these things, you just need to sit in your She's like, that's the only way that you're going to get through it. And she's not wrong. Like, I have 97,000 things I need to be doing right now. But I also have like crippling panic on my chest right now, and I can barely breathe, and I can barely have like a coherent thought. And I've just really been trying. And it doesn't seem to be working. So, thanks for sitting with me. I know I didn't eat, but like, I'll try.
And the funny thing about this is, men were in the comments giving this woman support. Hey man, keep your head up. You're going to get through it. Don't worry about it. If you need me, you can DM me. I sent you a DM. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. And they continue to say that men don't listen. Men don't care. It's a loneliness epidemic because men lack the basic emotional skills and the emotional intelligence. They don't want to be emotionally vulnerable and they don't care about women. But men in the comments saying, hey, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Let me know. Keep your head up. That sounds like emotional support to me.
A man asked me for coffee today after work and I politely told him no, then brought myself to McAllister's where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like today, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like today, but coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
So here's my thing, and this is no shade to you. This is no shade to you, okay? And like I've seen the comments, I've seen other people make videos about this and third and this, and even another woman, she made a video basically saying like she thinks you lied about the whole thing, and then another woman made a video on her talking about these are the women that are pick-me's and this, that, and the third, right? You basically made a video saying that you declined a man for coffee, but then you decide to show that you took yourself out to eat on a date at a place that's not coffee, right? In my mind, my initial thing is if you don't like coffee, why didn't you just tell the man, hey, I'm not really a coffee person, but we can definitely do something else if you're up to that. So to me, you not doing that just means that one, you didn't like the man enough to want to go on a date with him, or two, you just wanted to come on the internet and just talk on some real talk about what men again yet are doing that you just don't like. Because if a man asks me on a coffee date or something that I genuinely don't like, I'm not gonna get on the internet and be like, a man did this today and I don't like this and da-da-da-da-da. I would have had the conversation with the man and been like, you know what, I appreciate you asking me for that, but that's just not what I initially do. But maybe if you were into this, then we could probably do this instead. Or for me, honestly, I don't drink coffee like that, for real. So like if a man asks me on a coffee date, exactly what I said, I would tell him, hey, I'm not really a coffee drinker, but if you're down to like maybe go somewhere maybe in between the middle that maybe has tea and coffee and some like, whatever else it may be, I'll be down for that. That's exactly why I don't believe a lot of women when they come on the internet and spew the type of conversations that they think they had in real life. Not saying that she lied, but it just makes it very hard to believe that these are the type of conversations that women are having in real life. Because one, why did you have to bring this to the internet about something that you didn't do with a man? Again, this is where I say a lot of you women love just coming on the internet spewing about men, but yet you don't want men. You don't like men. It doesn't make sense. You could have easily just left out the fact that this man asked you on a coffee date. And you could have easily just said, you know what, I took myself to McAllister's today and this is what I got underneath $25. But y'all just had to insert the fact that a man asked you on a coffee date and it didn't work for you and instead you took yourself out on a date. Why did you need to insert all that? That's what I just want to know. Why did you need to insert all that? This is when I know that some of y'all love to just come on the internet and say things because you want the external validation of other women being like, girl, as you should. Don't lower your standards. Don't do this, that, and the third. And it's very telling what type of women do this on a day-to-day basis on the internet. Sorry, but this to me just showed me that you just needed external validation from other women. That's all it is to me. You just needed external validation from other women to make it seem like, oh, you didn't lower your standards, right? Oh, you didn't you can get a date, but you get to choose, right? Because to me, when women do this, it makes it seem like somewhere, shape, and form in your life, you've never been chosen. And now all of a sudden, when you pay attention to other women and how they move, especially when it comes to social media, y'all are third brains. Y'all follow each and everything that another woman says on here because again, y'all trauma bond more than you trauma bond with some real So I just peeped it. I just peeped it the minute I watched the video because it just made sense on you just needed to talk about men. It wasn't even had nothing to do about a man asking you on a coffee date. You just wanted to talk about men. Because you wanted to get that external validation yet again from other women on the internet who like to talk about men based off of their own trauma. And it just, listen, I peeped the whole thing. Y'all can call me a pick-me, y'all can call me whatever the want, but I peeped the whole thing. A lot of you women do this on a day-to-day basis when it comes on this app, when it comes to the internet in general, right? Because you could have easily just said, you know what, guys, I took myself out on a date today and I went to McAllister's and got me, you know, this little croissant and this soup and this, that, and the third. But instead, you had to make sure that people knew that a man asked you out on a coffee date and it didn't work for you. But my thing is that you just took yourself out on the date. Why didn't you ask that dude to be like, hey, I'm going to McAllister's. Do you want to join?
On this app, like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, you know, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army. He has been in for 18 years. He'll be retiring in 2 years. And I've been married to him the entire time. So the retirement's a marital asset, so I am entitled to part of it. We've been going back and forth and fighting about it, and I just can't take it anymore. I just want to leave. I just want to move out, and I just want to start my life over. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have. I send the proposal to my lawyer and tell her this is what I'm proposing to do, and she comes back and says, well, this is a bad idea. And then she says, well, you could get a temporary order from the court for the child support, but that's going to cost you $4,000 in legal fees, and it may not be binding because it's only temporary, so you may not even be able to use that to really add to your income. And she goes into this long thing, which I appreciate. I appreciate her telling me the legal stuff, because she's basically telling me you are an idiot to sign this away. And she does all the numbers, and the numbers don't make any sense. Basically, I'm giving away more to get less. She's basically trying to persuade me to kind of wait this out till the final order happens because it will go in my favor if I can just wait it out. But I can't wait it out because I have to stay in the house with this person. Yesterday, he called me the nanny. He said that I'm going to pay you child support and you're just going to be the nanny for my kids. When I told him, like, I need to try and stay in the district so our kids can keep going to their school, and the neighborhood that we're in is a little bit more expensive, so I need the child support order. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you can't afford a place for them to live. In fact, I hope that's how it plays out, because I want the kids to see that you can't support them. I want the kids to see that you can't afford for them to live in a nice place. And I want them to know that they're going to have to go through a hardship because of what you did. Your pressure campaign that he's been putting me under for the last 2 months since I filed is an effort, is really him trying to get me to drop the whole thing. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe he just wants me to drop the whole thing. If I went to him and I said, okay, I'm just going to drop the divorce, got rid of my lawyer, and then didn't do anything, I think he'd drop his lawyer and we would just go about life like before. I honestly believe that. I just think he doesn't want to not be married anymore to me. Not because he loves me or anything like that, but just because this is a big inconvenience to him. It's a big inconvenience, and he has to do all of these things he doesn't want to do, and all he wants to really do is just go to work, come home, play video games, watch some corn, and nap. And I'm disrupting all of his plans with my annoying, irritating divorce. This is very long, but I'm hoping that a woman's gonna see me, see what I'm going through, and say to yourself, I don't want to go through that. And it could easily be me, because it could easily be you. I am not special. I'm not special or unique. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman with 2 kids. It could happen to you too.
Man up. Man up. Go ahead and get it done. That's what they would be telling men, left and right. Don't care what you got going on, what you're going through. Man up.
This is how the most heartbreaking day in marital counseling led me to filing for separation. If you were anything like me, you tried to communicate, to fix it, to understand. After 2 years of begging, we ended up in marital counseling. The entire time, the therapist was trying to get my ex to see how he hurt me by his actions and how it affected me in our relationship. We started the session off with the same way, an appreciation for something said or done to one another. There were always backhanded smartass comments like Megan was almost present for most of our dinner, very disingenuous remarks that did not go past her, like she noticed these things. In that specific session, the last session that we attended, she called him out on that. She asked him a question that changed absolutely everything for me. She said, "What do you like about Megan as a human being?" He said, "Well, she's a good cook. She cleans. She's pretty good with Bear." She said, No, Megan, the human, not what she does for you, who she is." And he could not answer it. 30 minutes, she tried to get him to say anything, even going as far to say things like, "Well, what do you like about football? What do you like about pizza? What do you like about Hunter?" And he could answer those things, but not one single thing about me. Where I sat in the room, I faced a clock. I cried almost the entire time because I realized I was useful to him, but he didn't even see me as a human being. He didn't know me. He didn't see me beyond my roles. And she had asked me how I felt about that. And I said, "This is brutal. Like, that's pretty painful." But could I answer that question? You see, despite what he did to me, despite how he treated me, what happened, I could still choose to see good things in this person. After I shared, he said he felt like an asshole for not being able to do the same. And my answer was very short and simple and came from a very truthful place. I said, "I never want you to say or do anything that you don't want or mean to." They told me a lot, and I'm not willing to sit here and allow this to continue. I will be moving forward with the separation because I deserve better. I've had a lot of I'm done moments, but that was the moment I could clearly see and feel it was time to move forward and remove myself from that relationship. Super curious what your I'm done moment was. To be honest, looking back, I didn't need the marital counseling to confirm what I actually wanted. There was a part of me that wanted confirmation at the same time. So you don't have to take the step before the step if your heart of heart already knows a relationship, healthy, abusive, or otherwise, isn't meeting your standard. The healthiest thing that you can ever do for yourself is learn to leave and love yourself in the process.
I mean, you play a role in somebody else's life. That's what you're doing, and that's what he's doing to you. You learn to love who that person is by observing who they are, how they do things. You're not in love with that person. Like, not at all. Like, you guys try to think that you're so deep. Oh man, I love them since I set eyes on them. Maybe there's a few cases like that, but for the vast majority, you didn't really actually love that man like you thought you did. Or else your love wouldn't have room to grow at the beginning of the marriage. It wouldn't have any space. It would have no, if it was at the max peak, like at the max level, you would have nothing else. You would know everything about him. There would be nothing else that you would need to discover, and you would get bored. Some people say, well, they get bored anyway. But you don't know anything about, man, he treats me right. And from him treating you right, or him treating you like you want to be treated, then you say, well, if he's treating me right, then he must be a kind person. So I'm assuming he's a kind person based on him treating me right. It's the way that you phrase it. And so when a man sends you money or he pays for dinner, oh, he's a sweet man because he paid for dinner. Somebody sweet, I'm assuming somebody sweet would pay for the dinner. And that's how you guys get in trouble. I'm assuming because he paid for dinner, he was a good guy. I'm assuming because he was able to carry on a conversation with me, this is a nice, stable guy. I'm assuming because this man has a nice car and a nice house, that this man must be stable and he must have it going on. And so when you guys see these, it signals to you that the guy has everything that he's supposed to have. Great indicators, but you don't be asking the questions that you need to ask. And then that man gets in a relationship and he dogs you out. He smashes and dashes. He smashes and then he ghosts. I can't understand how this ever happened. He was such a good guy. How did that happen? It's because you were looking at the things that he did for you and not who he was as a person. You, within your mind, said, well, if he's doing this, then, basically from what I've seen and observed, he must be a good person. You never really asked. You never really got to the root of who he was. You never really dove in and asked those questions that are critical to understand who a person actually is. You just thought, oh, shoot, he has money. We about to be loaded. He must be able to take care of me. He take care of himself. He must be able to take care of me. I can see where you're going with that, but you still need to be asking those questions. You still need to be taking them around to men in your life so that they can help you out, so you ain't flying blind. But y'all think you know everything, which is why you're on this video talking about he couldn't say anything about me or me the person, just the things that I do. Y'all hate when people don't communicate in the way that you want them to do. He was saying the things that he appreciated about you. Most men are stuck in this mode of having to do something. I have to prove my worth. How do you do that? As a series of tests. What does that look like? Series of tasks to prove during that test. So first of all, I went here, I got a coffee. Bingo. That's a point for me. I went over here and I paid for her nails. Bingo, that's a point for me. And so on and so forth. I accumulated enough points to where she thinks that I'm a good human being. Right? And so in my mind, I think about it kind of the same way. When she's cooking for me, she must like me. She must think that I'm a good person enough to cook for me. So I really appreciate that, because that takes some time off my hands. What she's doing for me is she's giving me my time back. Right? She cleans, once again, giving me some of my time back. If I'm outside the house working and doing all that other stuff, she cleans up after me. She does tasks to prove her love for me. So when I'm naming off tasks as if these are the things that I appreciate about her. Well, you didn't say that I was kind. You didn't say that I was sweet. He doesn't have to. He's telling you, this is what I appreciate about my wife. She does these things for me to let me know that she actually loves me. And because some of you women are so brain dead, you think the man has to communicate it in the way that you want him to communicate it, with the words and the phrases and the verbal and nonverbal cues and the movements, in order for him to be verified in your eyes. You need a little bit more than therapy. You need serious help. You need serious help. I don't know where you got that ideology from, but you're way down the wrong road. You need to come on back in.
So I got stood up on a date for the first time. I don't think there's anything more disrespectful than you going on a date with someone and them leaving in the middle of it. I didn't even meet this guy online, because you could argue, like, when you meet someone online, they can look different in person. That can be a reason for someone to, I guess, be uninterested in you. But that didn't happen. This was someone that I met in real life at a bar. I got my girls to this bar. There's this guy there, and he asked me out on a date. Says that he can come pick me up the day after, blah, blah, blah. We could go for a long walk in the park. And I know what everybody's gonna think, like a walk in the park. But I like those dates. I feel like you can connect to the person more. Or maybe it's just because he was one of the hottest guys I've ever seen. So yeah, I went. I thought it was going really well. Like, we talked about our lives. After an hour or so of walking, he says that he needs to go to the restroom, and I do too. So he drove to the nearest store so we could pee, which was a Best Buy. So I go to the bathroom, he did too. I come back and I wait. Like, I waited a very long time. After about 15 minutes of me waiting, I text him being like, okay, are you okay? Are you gonna come out? And the message didn't go through, but I gave him the benefit of doubt because I thought maybe there's no service in the bathroom. And I get tired of waiting, and I go and I check to see if his car is still in the parking lot. And when I saw that his car wasn't there, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, this had never happened to me before. I even went back inside and I asked the person at the front if they had seen a guy walk out, and they said that they saw a man running in a hurry a bit ago. So this jerk left me stranded at a Best Buy 20 minutes away from my house. So I Uber home, and I'm obviously pissed. He clearly has me blocked. That's why the message didn't go through. He didn't even have the balls to tell me to my face, like, look, I'm not really feeling this. Let's end the date. That's fine. I respect that. But, like, doing what you did, blocking me like that, leaving me there, I decided I was going to find all of his family members on social media. I was going to tell them all what he did. Like, what a crappy son you have. I quickly find his sister and I DM her and tell her everything that happened. Oh, I also forgot to say that I had left some of my things in his car. So I told his sister, like, I even left some of my things in his car. Like, I need to get them back. And she was the sweetest person ever. She was so apologetic. She even offered to pay me for the Uber. But yeah, it was quite embarrassing, actually.
Woman said, is this real or is it a made up story for us to follow you? Just curious. I think what she's saying here in the comments is that it's a Reddit story. So it's a Reddit story time.
Nothing is more worse than an ugly chick shooting her shot at you.
And I know all my guys could definitely relate to this. Like, I'm telling y'all, we could be chilling, focus on ourselves, trying to improve ourselves in life, grinding. Then they just come along, the mid ones. I'm so serious. Like, it literally could be anywhere, especially the workplace. Oh, that'd be the worst feeling because you have to see that same girl every single day. So you already know she's gonna try to send smoke your way, shooting her shots so many times. She'll give you those hints, those signals. It's crazy, bro. And it's like, girl, stop. I'm not feeling you. Can you get the hint? But at the same time, you're not trying to be an asshole or like a jackass about it. You're trying to be cool as much as possible, but she in her mind thinking like, you got something going on. But at the same time, we don't. But we all know it's a part of the game. They're gonna be coming in, shooting their shot, you know what I'm saying, being bold. Because if they like you enough, they're gonna shoot their shot, bro. They're gonna try to get what they can get. But always remember, if she's going, that doesn't mean you have to either. You have that option.
I am so sick and tired of dating apps, and my friend suggested that I start a bounty. So this is my boo bounty, and you're asking me, what does that mean? Essentially, if you could successfully set me up with someone, and by successful, I'm talking about a wedding, not only will you be the guest of honor, but I'll also give you $5,000 because that's my reward for my bounty. So if you have someone you'd like to set me up with, please let me know.
I feel like there was another woman that did this. I think she's a lawyer, blonde-haired lady. I think she has a man now, so definitely happy to hear that. Maybe it's going to work for you too.
All right, ladies, I got $100 right here for you. If you can name me 5 WNBA players outside Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Becker's first and last name, give it a try. You got 60 seconds.
Here I come. Here I come.
Hi, y'all. My name is Cinnamon. It was nice talking to y'all. I don't know any of them but Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Can't name you another one. That's it. I don't even know the other people he named. Sorry, but it was nice talking to you guys.
Hey, I'll give you Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You got another one?
No, any of them.
Okay, I'll give you a lifeline. I'll give you a lifeline for $50.
You have to give me all of them. I don't know any girl that played basketball but Angel Reese and Caitlin.
Okay, listen. Name me 5 WNBA teams by the city and mascot. I'll give you $50.
I know the Dallas Wings.
Dallas Wings? Okay, that's one.
That's it.
The Los Angeles Sparks, I believe.
Okay.
That's 2. Indiana Fever.
Do Houston have a team?
Do they?
We don't watch the WNBA.
Okay, but do you feel like
they got floor seat tickets like $100-some bucks? We looked at them because we're gonna go to a game.
Do you feel like WNBA players need to get paid more money?
No, we don't even know who they are. But I do like that it's growing, but we don't know who they are.
I can't agree with you saying, "Ooh, I look fine today. Let me post it for the world to see." Because what are you posting it for? To get that attention. It's as simple as that. There's no other reason to post. Now, I'm going to ask y'all this. If a dude tell y'all, you can post the same stuff you've been posting. Post whatever you want. But make your page private and delete all males off your page that's not family member. How would you feel about a dude saying that?
That's controlling.
So you would think he tripping?
Yes, that's controlling.
Trinity, you would think he tripping?
I would. I'm not gonna.
So
Narcissistic.
Okay. They just said they posting for themselves. They doing it just because it look good. They just said it's not no unloyal aspect to this. But when we take males out of the equation, you the bad guy. But before you take them out of the equation, they just posting for themselves. It can't be for y'all sales, and it can't be just because you feel good, because I'm still saying, babe, post it. Baby, do your thing. Post whatever you want to post, however many times you want to post it. Let's just take the men that might pose a threat to our relationship or trying to get in between what we got going. Let's take them out the picture. Now I'm tripping. So don't they click in y'all head that, maybe I'm not just doing it just for me. Or maybe I'm not just doing it just because I feel good. Can we agree to that now?
I still can't agree.
We can't agree to that. Well, I thought y'all said y'all was posting for the women. Oh, this for my baddies, for my bad bees. Oh, okay. All right.
What would you say the woman's role in a relationship is?
Just being in her soft, feminine side of her so that the man can just do everything, basically.
So what would you say is the man's role in a relationship?
To take care of her, make her feel safe,
to build
make her
stuff.
feel loved,
Yeah.
make her feel like she's the only girl in the world.
So lately, I've been listening to Kevin Samuels again, and I gotta say, one thing that I have just come to terms with is the fact that I am average. I'm an average woman, and I'm not trying to fish for compliments or anything like that, but his content has really just made me like look at my life. Like, I have an average job, I have average income, both of my parents are average, I grew up around average people, and most of my friends are average too, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that is really important for people to understand, like, there's nothing wrong with being average. I think I just have had like a higher inflated sense of self than what is actually realistic. And realistically, like, I'm super average.
What's the problem with that? I have an average job. I grew up around average people. My looks are average. What's the problem? I mean, it looks like you take care of yourself. Looks like you have some sort of skin routine. You have good hygiene. Looks like what you got going on in the back. Nice place. Decor is nice. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with being average? For some reason, somewhere in society, you guys started to think just because I'm quote unquote average, just because I don't make as much money as Beyonce, I don't have any value. That I don't mean anything to any man. A man's not going to want me. Somehow y'all got to thinking that the men that are on your level, they're not good enough. A guy in the comments said, now that you understand this, you're about to start winning now. Absolutely. Self-aware, you can say, okay, this is what I can bring to the table. This is what I can do. So now I'm looking for somebody to compliment me in that. So you're no longer just looking for, well, he's got to be 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack abs, 6 inches. You're not going to be looking for that. You're going to be looking for, these are my strengths, and I need somebody to help me with my strengths. I need somebody to compliment me there. And then also my challenges, my weaknesses. I need somebody to compliment me there. I need somebody to help me there. And so it becomes less about, okay, man, he's really attractive. But he's 5'9". I was really looking for 6 feet. But the value that he brings, I don't even care about his height. I'm 5'5" anyway. 5'7" in heels. What do I care? And maybe on rare occasions when I wear a certain type of heel that I'm taller than him or I'm at his height, it doesn't matter. Because a lot of women, they like to bend down or whatever it is anyway. And who cares whether they make fun of you for being taller than your man? It literally doesn't matter. They're out there single, struggling, trying to get what you got. So you really don't need it. It really doesn't matter at that point in time. Why does their opinion matter if you're at the house, hugged up on, cuddled up on, being taken care of, being spoiled? You spoiling him, taking care of him, catering to him. Y'all loving each other. Y'all building something. Y'all raising a family if that's what you want. Y'all progressing into the future that y'all want. Y'all working and doing things as a team. Learning how to be not just intimate partners, but y'all are learning how to grow personally, individually, as a result of y'all's relationship together. Man, I noticed in my marriage or in my relationship, I had to treat him this way and I was acting this way towards him. And then I got to thinking, am I acting this way towards everybody else, towards other people? And I realized after I took inventory, yeah, I was. And now I don't do that anymore because I'm more self-aware. That's another thing. If you ain't been there yet, if you ain't gotten there yet, Kevin Samuels talked about. Self-awareness is sexy. I'm looking for somebody that's thinking about the entire picture. So when men ask you, what do you bring to the table? One of the greatest things that you can say peace. You can say, I love to respect my man. I listen to what my man says. But you can also say accountability, or I like to be self-aware. I like to think about what's going on with everybody else. I like to make sure that my man is taken care of. I want to make sure that I'm doing right by him as he is me. I want to make sure that we're building together and we're doing what we need to do together. We're on a team. Now, there's going to be some things that I don't necessarily want to do that he wants to do. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure it out. But I'm not leaving his side until we do. I'm not going nowhere until we figure it out. I'm not going to be one of those women that, oh man, I'm just going to run after this person. I'm going to go here and I'm going to be out in the club all day, all times of the day and night. We need to figure this out. And we're going to see in 5-10 years, all of them other women that was chirping, we pass right on by them. Oh, I still got my career. I still making 100K and I'm still making boss babe moves. Okay. Well, in 5 years, we done paid off all our debt. We done paid off our cars. We working on our house. It's a big one, but we working on our house. But he just got a promotion. I just got a promotion. And so now we make more than you. Actually, we make 2 times, 3 times even what you do. And we have more than what you have. And we're doing it with less stress. And oh, by the way, we're just getting started. We have many more years to go. So while you clicking and clacking and cackling about, oh, I got all this and I'm doing all this, I don't need no man. Me and my man then passed you right on up. That's not to say that I'm better than you. That's just to say that that's the power of teamwork. And you didn't want to work as a team with the man, the good man that you had. So now you get to struggle by yourself. Modern women logic.